So in this reading from the book of Ecclesiasticus, we're coming to the conclusion of that book, and we have really, in a sense, this is the confession of those who are just enraptured by the presence of God. And in a sense, after he spent the whole book praising God and describing God's wisdom, he comes to the end of it and says, you know, there are only a few things I can see. This is all I've been able to describe because God is so much more than we could ever possibly grasp. And that's part of the wonder and delight of being in relationship with God, because God, being the creator of all things and beyond the creation itself, is someone who stands outside our comprehension, and in literally meaning to be able to get our arms around, to comprehend, to enclose within our rational understanding. And now some people feel like, oh my gosh, that's, boy, God really should be understandable to us. But actually, the joy of this is that there will be always more to discover about God. There'll be always, more to more depths to His love and His wisdom and our wonder in all His works. And in the life of the resurrection, to me, that says that the life of the resurrection will not be boring. Because that's something that people criticize. Oh, like, oh my gosh, just spending an eternity without, what could we possibly be doing? And the joy is that we'll be busy learning and discovering even more deeply God's love and the awesomeness, the beauty of the creation. So that's the kind of the concluding note of Ecclesiasticus is as wonderful as we find God's works now, even more as there's even more to discover. And in a sense, that's the Christian appreciation of science. And in a sense, we don't have to take science, in a sense, science can't give us moral conclusions, and we should reject, kind of moral conclusions. For example, social Darwinism that come out of a scientific basis. But science has the quest to describe the created order, the quest to, in a sense, to appreciate the complexity of the created order. This is something Christians can embrace. And so, in a sense, in the resurrection, we will all be that kind of scientist. We will all be discoverers of the complexity and the beauty of God's good creation. Let's see, a reading from the book of Ecclesiasticus. By his plan, he stilled the deep and planted islands in it. Those who sail the sea tell of its dangers, and we marvel at what we hear. In it are strange and marvelous creatures, all kinds of living things, and huge sea monsters. Because of him, each of his messengers succeeds, and by his word all things hold together. We could say more, but we could never say enough. Let the final word be, he is the all. Where can we find the strength to praise him? For he is greater than all his works. Awesome is the Lord, and very great, and marvelous is his power. Glorify the Lord and exalt him as much as you can, for he surpasses even that. When you exalt him, summon all your strength, and do not grow weary, for you cannot praise him enough. Who has seen him and can describe him? Or who can extol him as he is? Many things greater than these lie hidden, for I have seen but few of his works. For the Lord has made all things, and to the godly he has given wisdom. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.